I'd like to call the General Committee meeting to order. Ms. Oche, will you lead us in the prayer, please?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to gather this evening. We are grateful for our many teachers who are involved in training this summer and for their extra efforts in learning how to best service the students they teach. As we prepare to open the 18-19 school year with our administrators next week, we ask a special blessing upon each of them as they prepare the best possible environments for teaching and learning at their schools. They are each a blessing to our children. These things we pray in your name. Amen.
Ms. Lamorne, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
Yes. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Foche, will you do roll call?
Mrs. Acevedo. Here. Mr. Campbell.
Here.
Dr. Kraft. Mr. Egan. Mr. Gaines.
Here.
Mrs. Dysart.
Here.
Mr. England.
Here.
Mrs. Lemoyne.
Here.
Mr. Long.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
And Mr. Warner is not with us.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Foche. At this time, I'd like to take a point of privilege, please. This last week, a special event happened in Seattle, Washington. Okay, what's known as the Special Olympics. It was the 50th anniversary of the Special Olympics. Louisiana, state of Louisiana, sent 70 representatives up to Seattle, Washington. Out of those 70s, 3 were from St. Bernard Parish. Okay, so I happened to be watching the open ceremonies. It was fantastic. It was unbelievable. I was really enjoying it, the wife and I. In fact, we watched it for the rest of the week because it was on for a whole week on ESPN. So, but Mr. Paul Fry went up there, and our 3 students that went up there, they go to Shaman High School. That's Darren Trinacosta, that's Taryn Lewis, and Alex Hernandez. They brought back some medals, okay? We have some golds, we got some silvers, okay, in the Special Olympics, which is because they have a total of around 4,000 athletes with coaches, and really the athletes is about 2,000, but everybody together is around 4,000. This was a special thing up there, and heartwarming, and people that really put out, it comes from the heart, and it really took me back a few steps. But I talked to Jeremy Kurt. Ms. Kurt put together a little packet. I'll put it in your folder for tonight. And she's gonna. I'm inviting her and to bring these students to our meeting in the near future because they just got back in town. Okay, just the other day. So it'll be great for them to come in front of our board and show us all those medals because this is our honor. I mean, for the Special Olympics. So I just want to bring this to your attention. And Mr. Paul Fry, thank you, sir, wherever you are right now. Thank you for all you do. And we thank all the athletes that participated, that went to state, and also the ones who had the Special Olympics here in the beginning of the year. So I thank you. We'll go on from there. Yeah, Ms. Tyson.
Thank you, Mr. England, for bringing these special students to our attention. That is a wonderful thing that they represented not only Louisiana, but St. Bernard Parish. It's a wonderful thing. And just a shout out also to all of the students and the CASARs and the whole Chalmette Academy for putting on a most wonderful Into the Woods. Every time they produce something at the Shelman High Performing Arts, you say, I don't think they can beat this. I don't think they can top this. And every performance was absolutely wonderful. There were over 100 students that took part, and the music, the orchestra, the talent of the crew, and all the actors and actresses. It was just a wonderful production. And so I just want to say congratulations to all of them and for all the hard work they put forth. I heard some some people, individuals, citizens from like the New Orleans area came to some of the performances who had seen Into the Woods on Broadway, and they actually said that they thought that our version of Into the Woods was better than the Broadway production. So, and it really was great. So things to all who participated.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful production. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dyson. We are blessed to have all these students. We're going to go on to item number 4, this is education. Ms. Lamont.
Thank you, Mr. England. Agenda item number 4 is a Head Start Performance Summary Report. And
I'll be doing that.
Okay.
Dr. Raviota was supposed to be with us tonight, but he is ill and had to go home. So he has some kind of a bug that he caught, I think. So I'm just going to do a brief overview. If you remember, a few months ago, we had a monitoring visit from the national monitors for our Head Start program. We have, in our 4-year-old program, 112 students are funded through the Head Start program, and there must be, I'm going to tell you, it must be 200 little compliance measures that you have to meet. I've never seen so many compliance measures in any particular program. But as you can see from the report that we got, we, as they say, passed with flying colors. There were no deficiencies, no findings. We were in compliance with every indicator for the National Head Start program. We were given accolades about what a wonderful program that we provide for our four-year-old students. And it's not just preparation academically, getting ready for school. It looks at dental and vision and play areas and readiness issues. So I just wanted to include in your folder, there's no need for any action on it, but it's just the report coming in. Or maybe I think I'd ask for a motion just to accept and receive the report. And I think that I just want to thank Dr. Raviota and Chantel Skellinger, who actually runs the program day to day. And we have 6 Head Start classes, 4-year-old classes throughout the district, and these teachers and our paraprofessionals in the classes have done an outstanding job in providing services to our 4-year-olds within this program. I know that, Ms. Lamont, you are serving. If you'd like to say something about your experiences with the program itself, I know that you were particularly involved in this evaluation.
sure, Ms. Dysart and Mr. Warner and I got to meet with the Head Start team when they came to visit a few months ago. And they were so impressed from everything from the transportation services, food services, teachers, support staff, and especially the leadership team. So like you said, we want to thank everyone for their hard work, and also the members of the Head Start Policy Council. We've got a wonderful group of parents and community stakeholders that come together each month to review this and make sure that everything is aligned. So we want to thank everyone for their hard work, especially Dr. Raviota. Okay, any questions from Ms. Voce? Is there a motion to accept this report? Okay, a motion by Dr. Kraft, seconded by Ms. Dysart. Any other questions or comments? Okay, if not, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
All right, agenda item number 5 is long-range strategic plan and action plan. And
I think I will take a look at this
Okay,
one
back to Ms.
myself
Voce.
too. Yeah. Well, with Miss Larson out here, I get to do some of these things as well. If you remember, back in last year, in 2016, a year and a half ago, I guess, each 5 years we review and redo our long-range plan for the district. So as you can see, we set 4 goals, and we had objectives under each goal, and this long-range plan is in effect for the years 2016 through 2021. Now, in conjunction with that, what we do each year is revise our action plan, our year-to-year action plan. And if something is, I guess, highlighted in yellow, the goals are not going to change, your first 2 pages. Those are the things that were set up 5 years ago, the goals and objectives. Then as you flip through this, you're going to see goal 1, and there'll be objective 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. If something is highlighted in yellow, that's going to be something that we are emphasizing this year, or that we change slightly or put in new. So if you flip through goal 1, objective 1.2, what we put in here is that within the first 60 days, identifying teachers in need of specific professional development and provide targeted support. So what we're trying to do very early in the school year is to look at what areas that we feel need to be targeted more closely, and do that identify those areas within the first 60 days, and we're going to accomplish that by making sure our administrators are in the classrooms doing this evaluation a minimum number of hours per week. And I think one of the things that we are bringing in this year is a piece of software that is called Form, that is done through a company called Talent Ed, where not only will we have our observations and evaluations in one place, every walkthrough that we do, every document that we use will then be kept in one place, so that if I walk through a classroom and do an observation, my notes are kept one way, and then maybe the assistant principal does a walkthrough, then the principal does a walkthrough, and one of the coaches does, so that in one place we can all take a look at these things and make an evaluation of what's happening in classrooms for the program to improve the instructional piece. So we're rolling out that piece of software with our principals and assistant principals next week, in fact.
It's called
Perform, right. Yeah. It's just a piece of software put out by Talent Ed, it's the parent company. So it's going to help us in centralizing all of these reports and observations, so that we as administrators can make better decisions based on more immediate data, and not have to look in 6 different places to find these pieces of information. Then if you flip, and of course you can read these, but you've seen them each year, these are ongoing practices. But if you then flip several pages until you get to goal 2, objective 2.2, what's highlighted in yellow, the district will continue to expand its alternate certification program as an avenue for increasing staffing capacity. And you're going to see that on this page, as well as 2 pages later on objective 2.4. A couple of the things that we're doing, as we know, we have our Teach St. Bernard, which is our alternate certification program. We're applying to the State Department to expand 2 additional areas, which will be in high school general science and in Spanish, because we're having, so we are expanding in that area, and we've done a great deal of more intensive recruiting on the college campuses, which we're going to continue this year, for non-traditional education students, for people who are graduating from college but then want to take a look at the teaching profession as an alternate profession. They didn't necessarily get their degrees in education, but they have their degrees. They will make sure that they pass the praxis exam, which shows that they know the content area, and then we will put them in our program to do their practicum for the year and work with them closely. And that's going on right now. As you know, we've had that presentation already, and on July 5th, last Thursday, we started this group of Teach St. Bernard prospective teachers, and they're meeting all month long prior to our teachers arriving on the 2nd. We've got about 20. So that's good, and those are primarily in hard-to-staff areas, because, as we well know, if we can find a certified teacher who has his or her degree from an accredited university and is certified, we take them first. This program is set up for those individuals in the areas that we are having difficulty staffing, and we are then growing our own at that point through this particular program. We were successful. We went to actually, I guess one of the real successes, we went to Tulane University this year and targeted a group of students. Tulane has instituted an alternate certification program of their own, and we were very fortunate in getting two or three of those candidates while they're taking their coursework at Tulane. They have their degrees and they're taking their coursework at Tulane. They're working for us this year as their first-year teacher in their residency. So we're very fortunate that we've kind of partnered with them a little bit more. And I think we have found a couple of really good candidates there. So we're really busy trying to work through those particular avenues for finding teachers in more of our hard-to-staff areas. So going through this, as you can see, Goal 3 on responsible finances. I know we had a presentation about industrial tax exemptions, and one of the things that we are working through this year in Goal Objective 3.1 is the district will collaborate with parish taxing entities to study the changes to the industrial tax exemption program so the school board can properly evaluate future applications. So that's one of the goals that are objectives that we will be pursuing this year. And on 3.2, with the school safety plans, I know a couple of months ago we had a presentation with our local parish local Department of Emergency Preparedness and the Sheriff's Department's tactical units about our school safety plans and the arrangements we have with all of the local entities and the partnership we had to develop those plans through the LSU School of Disaster Services. They partnered with the group and helped us parish-wide evaluate. So one of the, and just to let you know that we just finished the Merrow plans for the Merrow Elementary School that has been rolled into this overall initiative as well. And so one of the goals is to continue to evaluate our facilities in conjunction with our school and district safety plans. So that'll be a major push for this coming year as well. And along with that, the objective 3.4 under that, in yellow you'll see we'll conduct our periodic drills or procedures to be followed in all types of emergency situations. So we're going to make sure that they are done all during the school year in a timely manner and monitor that for this year as well. And objective 3.5, Mr. Powell was here when we did the Guide to Student Conduct, and he said that he was going to form the committee to study the policy this year, the dress code policy, and come back with recommendations next spring to the board for potential changes in the Guide to Student Conduct dress policy. And lastly, under Goal 4, Objective 4.3, we will continue to update the public regarding school district programs and events with annual brochures, calendars, social media postings, and a quality report distributed at the annual Day of Reflection and Breakfast. Ms. Schneider was here last month talking about rolling out this particular initiative for the year and the types of information we were providing the public in this particular area. So these are our action items that will go along with the 5-year strategic plan. So if anyone would have any questions or at some point hopefully recommend that we approve these.
Thank you for that presentation. It's certainly a very comprehensive plan that spans every arena, from academics to finance, school safety. Any questions or comments, Mr. Gaines?
Move to accept the strategic plan as presented.
Okay, we've got a motion by Mr. Gaines, seconded by Mrs. Acevedo. Any other questions or comments? Okay, if not, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
The next agenda item is executive, and that's Mr. Long.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moore. Item 6 is personnel changes, and Ms. Ocha, you can take a break.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. Graham.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How you like that?
Still been busy, huh?
You see where the appointments beat the resignations this time? That means we're making progress.
Right.
I hope not. Not
Are
right
we,
now, anyway.
Mr. Grimberg, are we fully staffed for next year, or
We're getting close.
getting close? Okay.
I'll put it to you like this, we're closer than we were last time. And but hopefully by next time I can tell you, in 2 weeks I can say we're fully staffed, hopefully.
As long as you don't have too many resignations between
That's
now
it,
and
you know.
August.
I don't anticipate any more resignations, but that doesn't mean that we won't get them, so.
All right. Any questions? So this is for information only. No questions?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Granberry.
Mr. Granberry, before you go, would you give a little plug for the tournament for this weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we have the Chalmette High School Alumni Tournament this weekend. We have 120 golfers right now, which is 30 foursomes, and that's the max that we can have because they only have enough courts for 120 golfers. So if everybody shows up, we're going to have a big crowd, hopefully have a great time, and worry about that, you know,
The weather.
the weather. Right now, it's only 50%, I think, for Saturdays, you know, so. But we've been having 50 and 60% here, and it doesn't rain at all, so, you know, I mean, so hopefully, you know. Well, but we got a big crowd. We always have a good time, so. Okay?
Thank you for that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Granberry. Okay, moving along. Item 7, 2018-2019 transportation routes. And we have Ms. Julie Gannott with us.
Good evening. How's everybody
Good evening.
doing?
Welcome. So you have the floor. Ms.
Well,
Gannott.
it's, pretty straightforward and similar, although every year it changes a little bit. We did notice a need, and when we notice a need, we move a few things over. No big surprises here, though, especially since we got the new school up and running last year, so it makes that a little bit much easier adjustment for this coming year. So, you look at the routes are the same. We said the same number of routes, the same number of drivers. We're down with bus stops. That's something I made a concerted effort to reduce the number of bus stops at our higher level. Honestly, most of the time the kids get off the stops anyway in middle and high school together and just go. So it made it easier just to have it on the map like that anyway. And then once the pre-Ks get added in, we'll have to adjust that again because we do, door-to-door for pre-Ks and kindergarten and stuff. But it's all pretty straightforward and very similar to last year.
Any questions, Mr. England?
Yeah, let's go on. What about bus drivers? How we set for bus drivers?
I tell you what, I don't want to say anything.
Okay. Where's real wood?
Last year we were set, we looked great, and I had 4 people resign before September 1st. So we're all full, we look good, we got some subs, knock on wood. I've been inviting them over for dinner and stuff, and cleaning their house when necessary, just to keep them, make sure they're happy and they keep them coming.
Right. Very good. Thank you.
All right.
They all seem very happy.
Oh, well, that's very
Great
sweet of you to
job.
say. Thank you so much.
Any
All right,
other
guys, have a good
questions?
evening.
Wait, hold
More
up. Mrs.
questions? I'm
Gannott.
sorry.
I did have one question.
You always have a question. That's all right. I look forward to it, though. It's my favorite part of the meeting.
I know we made a move toward air conditioning the buses.
Thank you for bringing that up.
What percentage of our buses are air conditioned?
We
Do you know?
are so excited. We will start this school year, unless something happens and the AC guy closes shop, we will start this year with all 50 buses air conditioned.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Great,
yes.
great.
And I mean, when I tell you the number of calls I've gotten from teachers who are also either sponsors or their parents, and they go on an air-conditioned bus and they're like, "Oh my goodness, Julie, thank you." So of course I take full responsibility for that. But no, actually I don't. I always say that it's been a priority with the school board, and you guys made it happen for us.
You're
So
right.
yeah, and we're gonna have a couple of spares that we're gonna end up getting air-conditioned too. So we're looking great.
Oh, fantastic,
Great.
fantastic.
We're looking cool.
Yeah, a lot of us around this board's been wanting the air-conditioned buses for many years.
And they really do. Everybody, parents, children, as well as the adult teachers and sponsors really appreciate it.
That's
The bus
fantastic.
drivers appreciate it too. Look, Dash Air is nothing on a bus. You know, that having everything, because every time you open a door and open a window, I mean, it's gone. So
Right.
getting that in there, it's really great for our bus drivers as well.
Okay. Now, we need a motion, correct?
Yes.
Dr. Kraft? I'd make a motion. Okay. A motion by Dr. Kraft, second by Mr. Campbell. Any other discussion? Okay, please vote your machines.
Motion passes 10-0.
Good
Now I
job.
can
Thank
go.
you, Ms. Kennard. Now you can go.
Okay.
Okay, the next item is an insurance item, Ms. Egan.
Yes. Item number 8 is bid tabulation for 2018 to 2019 for student/athletic insurance. Oh, hello, Mr. Fernandez. How are you
Mr.
today?
Egan, thank you. Okay, in your package you have tabulation, which means for what a tabulation it is, we only have one proposal for student insurance. It's from the same insurer we've had for the last couple of years, and they are honoring the same price that we had last year, so there'll be no increase in premiums, $49,627. This is for the student insurance that covers our athletes, as well as some of the performers in the performing groups that are more active. And it also will provide coverage for all school-sponsored activities. So any field trips and that, the students that are on those will be covered as well. And they will also offer the optional insurance for other students, non-athletes, whose parents wish to purchase that insurance as well. So we making that recommendation that we continue with the current insurance we have. The companies are A-rated companies. I know y'all always are very interested in that. And that's the recommendation we make to you.
All right. Mr. Smith? Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Smith. We have a second? Second by Ms. Dysart. Any further comments or questions?
One quick
Oh, I'm
question.
sorry, Mr. Long?
Mr. Fernandez, the athletes, is it required that they take the insurance?
Yes, sir.
That's
We
what I
require that all athletes take the insurance, as well as cheerleaders, dance team, those performing groups in the more strenuous that do the stunts and things like that.
Right, and
More
they
strenuous
pay
exercise.
the premium themselves?
They pay the premium, and we provide the insurance and the physical for the athletes and the people that are participating in those activities.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Long. Anything further? Please vote your machines.
Motion passes 10-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next is item number 9, legal advice on contract negotiations with Entergy. It's an executive session.
Well, okay. I'll take care of that, Mr. Egan. Thank you, Mr. Egan. Item number 9 is legal advice on contract negotiation with Entergy. We have a representative from the DA's office, Mr. David Gerald, if he'd come here tonight to speak with us. So right now I need a motion to go into executive session. Have a motion by Dr.
Okay.
Kraft, second by Mr. Dysart.
I'll second it, and if you would mind amending the motion and stating that we're going in executive session to discuss legal
Negotiating.
contract.
Legal advice on
Legal
contract
advice.
on
negotiation.
Entergy.
Right.
Thank you.
All in favor? Well, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
We're now going to executive session.